Hey, what's up guys? It's Phil and welcome back to 3D Japan. Today I thought I'd make a quick video to share some of the cool 3D prints I've been making. So the first thing, I got this soldering iron recently and I've just been experimenting with it, trying to learn how to use it, and I really needed a something to hold the PCB with, so it can, because I got the iron in one hand and I got the solder in the other, and the PCB's sliding all over the place. So I needed something to hold it with, and so I looked around online and I came up with, hey, we'll just leave that there. So I came up with this vise that I found. This is really cool. It comes together, it prints in multiple pieces with no supports, and it just works really well. And it holds the vise perfectly. In fact, it has a little notch on the top of each side that is made specifically to hold a PCB, like this one that I've been experimenting with. Let's see if we can get you in there. I can do this with one hand. There we go. So once it's in there, it's nice and secure and it's flush along the top. So yeah, this vise could be used for a lot of things, and it's pretty easy to build. The guy who made it is Robert Legault, and he actually has a video that's very easy to understand explaining how to put it all together. The one thing is that you have to note that these, I guess, screws here, you have to print 2 of those. It doesn't really say that, but you have to print 2 of them. And then there are all these holes around the side with these pins that go in and lock everything together. They kind of look like long toothpicks. When you download it, it only comes with 1 of those, so you have to duplicate it, I think seven times. And in his video, there's only 6 holes. So I guess he must have made a modification to it afterwards. But yeah, so just, print 7 of those, and it snaps together really easily. You don't need any glue. It's just a really great model. Very practical. Let's put that down there. And next up, these have been all over the 3D printing YouTube channels. These articulated dragons. It's really cool. Prints with no supports. There are a couple of whiskers that come out of him that I did not print. I may print those and glue them in, but yeah, he's a lot of fun to play with. It takes a long time to print, but it's worth it because it's a lot of fun. This was printed, this is by McGyBeer, and it was printed in Polymaker Polylite Silk Blue, which thank you to them for sending it to me. Put him over here. Hopefully you can still see him. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, so they sent me that, and they sent me some others. This one, let me get this. It's a sailboat with a little stand, holds it up. This was designed by, let me make sure I got this right. Sailboat is designed by 3D Print Bunny. It is printed in, let's see, printed solid blue ice, PLA. They sent this to me a while ago. And then some Tecbears Green, which I bought on Amazon. And the white is Matterhackers MH Build, which they sent me that I showed in a previous video. And has a little stand. This is really cool because the whole sail is like nothing but bridging. And it's really interesting to watch it print when it goes all the way across from one side across to the other, just pulling filament out and then attaching it at the other side. kind of mind-blowing. But yeah, it can stand right there. And I actually printed this as a gift for my dad, who likes sailboats. So I'm being very careful with that. Unfortunately, I did glue it together with some super glue, and it made kind of a frosting on there. And I think if you do that and you have enough adequate ventilation, like a fan, it doesn't do that, but I didn't. But so yeah, we'll put that aside over there. In fact, I'm going to put it somewhere else so it doesn't get damaged. So next up, I was looking at a lot of vases that were being printed online and designed by different people, and they're really interesting designs. And so I wanted to come up with something of my own, and I thought it might be cool to make something out of cloth, like CG cloth. So I made a kind of a cone shape and made it upside down and draped some cloth over it. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I tugged at the cloth a bit. It was fun. And then I printed that in, in Tallman 3D Red Tea Glaze PETT, which I've never printed in this PETT PET before. It had to print at very high temperatures. And this is what I came up with. Came out pretty nice. However, according to the instructions, if you print with really thin walls and low layer height, it's supposed to be like glass-like, like totally transparent, with the red tint, of course. But I can't see, it doesn't look glass-like to me. So I thought, well, maybe if I do something else, and something that has more smooth sides. So I came up with a vase that I had already modeled and printed before. I did that one. And I did it again in that tea glass. And it looks beautiful, but it still does not look like glass. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I followed all the instructions on the Tallman 3D website. It is a 0.1 millimeter layer height, and it is printed in vase mode, so very thin walls, like 0.4 millimeters thick. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks great. So let's put that over there. Looks great, it's just not like glass. Okay, so I thought this cloth bowl was nice, but a little bit too busy. So I wanted to do another one. And Matterhackers sent me some of their quantum filament in the green and raspberry flavor colors. And here we go. So this is not quite as busy. It's a little bit smaller, but you could use it for keeping change or coins or paper clips or something. But it looks beautiful. I really love how that green and raspberry looks. And really glossy, gorgeous print. Let's put you right in the dragon. Okay, so speaking of the dragon, I have something else that I did in that silk blue by Polymaker. And so over here, if you ever watch these videos, you may have noticed that I have a stack of tape over here, and I always keep my pens in there. But the problem is, if I want the bottom roll of tape, I have to take all the pens out and set them aside and get my tape and then put them back. I thought, let me design a cup that'll fit inside that roll. So there we go. So I designed this pen cup, pen holder, pen cup, and printed it with that beautiful silk blue. I really like how it looks, and it's convenient. It fits in there. And I can take my tape without having to touch the pens. Here, I'll keep it out for now. There we go. Alright, next up I've got this Wavy bowl by ArKay prints. And this one, again, is almost entirely bridging. Just along one of these seams is connected. Everything else is just straight across from going from one seam to the next. This caused me a lot of trouble to print. I had to print it very slowly. This is printed in Polymaker's Polylite Silk Magenta, very similar to the Silk Blue. That is Magenta, and it is a beautiful print. Beautiful model. It came out great after several attempts. But yeah, if you print this, you have to print it very slowly. Let's put you there. Alright, next up we got some of the big ones. This is the Demogorgan by Wekster. It is, the top part is printed in that Matterhackers Quantum. I think it looks amazing. You know, I shared this picture on Twitter, and a lot of people were really enjoying how that looks. And I think it came out perfect with just the raspberry and the green in there. Like, it's better than I could have hoped for. Put it in there. And again by Wekster. It is Vecna, both from Stranger Things, of course. This is printed in the grass green by Tecbears, which I showed earlier somewhere. Oh, on the Sailboat. You also use this grass green. But he came out really good. Okay, put him down. Okay, and finally, just as I was getting ready to film this video, another company contacted me saying, hey, can you check out our filament? So I said, okay, well, I guess I'll delay the video a little bit. So a couple days later, it arrives, and it's this really interesting rainbow, like silky rainbow. And so I printed one of my old models. I don't know if I had printed her in resin. I guess she's not here. But yeah, this is my Rachel model that I printed, and you know, it's supposed to be rainbowy, and I don't see any rainbow color change, so I did it again. And I got a little bit of a color change in this one. But it looks beautiful, but if you want to print in this one and you want that rainbow color change, you're going to have to use a large model. But yeah, I think she came out great. The filament is surprisingly nice and glossy. So here, let's put these over here. And so that's it. That's everything I've been printing lately that I think is really cool. And if you want to download any of these models that I didn't make, I will have links to them all and down below in the description. Big thanks to that company was Goojodoq. So Goojodoq. I don't know, but yeah, big thanks to them for sending the rainbow filament, and big thanks to Matterhackers for sending some of these, and big thanks to Polymaker for sending some filament. So that's it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.